banana. So these are good sources of calcium, and we must take 1000 mg of calcium. Ladies must take a little more of calcium. So this is how we can avoid osteoporosis, by taking proper intakes of calcium. So osteoporosis is again not an old age disease. It is because you have neglected to take calcium at proper times of your life. The third bimari we come to is osteoarthritis. Osteoarthritis, generally when you think of it, you always put your hand to your knees, because that is where the maximum weight of the body goes. And this is the first joint to get damaged. What happens, let's take the knee joint, two bones like this. In between there's a cartilage like this. This is a cartilage. And around the cartilage is a liquid which is called the synovial fluid. All this keeps the bones in good motion. You can move smoothly without much friction, and you lead a good life. But what happens, this cartilage gets damaged when you move because of friction. So this cartilage is repaired every day by a substance which is called glucosamine, which the body makes, and all is well. But finally then what happens, after you reach 40, body reduces the making of glucosamine to 25%. So the damage which you do is always going to happen, but the repair which is there is 1/4 of the damage. So over a period of, the cartilage becomes thick, wears up, and the bones come closer. If bones are very close, it means your cartilage is very much eroded or worn out. So when this happens, very close, then when you get up, it makes a cracking sound, you get swelling on the legs. That is the beginning of osteoarthritis. In osteoarthritis, there is no cure. No matter who promises what. They can only painkillers. I go to a doctor, he'll give me Vovaran, Combiflam, and I won't feel much of pain. But the damage still goes on, and after 10 years or a few years, I got to do a knee replacement. Now I can't do a knee replacement at 50 because it lasts only for 10 years. I'll have to do it 4 times in my life. So it is better to be preventive than to be curative. So osteo is a disease which we should prevent. We should prevent by proper use of joints. We should prevent by proper exercise. Exercise is also bad. Every time you sprint and jog, you are exerting the joints. Obesity is one of the main causes of osteoarthritis. You have so much weight, it causes so much tension on the joints. So obesity, control to a fit level, and you control osteoarthritis. For example, I'll just give you, supposing I ask you to walk from here to easily do it. Then I give you a 5 kilo weight in your hand, an iron weight, and I now walk to a fountain. You'll find it so difficult to walk the same distance. Means that extra 5 kilos is putting such a big weight on burden on your knees and every step of your life. This is osteoarthritis. The fourth problem is diabetes. We come to diabetes. Indians are very prone to diabetes. It's a cult disease, you can say. And in India, most of the diabetic cases are concentrated. In fact, it is which has frequent diabetic cases. Actually, I had gone to Surat once, many years ago, at a marriage invitation. कि सबसे ज्यादा गुलाब जामुन कौन खा सकता है? Who can eat the gulab jamun? It was great fun, but it concentrated sugar you are putting in your system 1.8. So it was. So we'll talk a little bit about diabetes. Actually, diabetes is not a disease only. There are two types of releases sugar very fast in the blood. Sugar slow in the blood so that the pancreas can take care of it. simple. Which is like a maida, sugar, really fast in the blood. Now it is okay. Release in cells dispose. So okay, my pancreas can do, but the same. My habits are the same, but my pancreas capacity does not remain the same year after year after year. So what happens? Same thing. Find my pancreas cannot release so much insulin as required in diet intake. All eaten that food morning. Is not the onset. If we control our diet properly, so we must eat those foods Diabetes is a disease which does not do anything by itself. It does not cause any complication itself, but indirectly it causes heart problems only. There's so many. Every 10th kid today is pre-diabetic. Diabetes gives only one indication. It does not give any indication. Blood test for some other reason, you find that you are diabetic. That's how you come to know. But God, when your stomach bloats out, don't put on weight on your thighs. You don't put on weight on your chest, but you only put weight central obesity. That is a signal that there is too much of insulin in the body. Body can become insulin resistant. Cut down your paunch in 2-3 years. If not, you can later on be case fully blown diabetic. Okay. Now we come to heart disease. Actually, as I said, of the Western counterparts. Now, why does heart disease cause? This is the diameter of our blood vessels. The blood goes through it very smooth. Exercising, lack of proper sleep, tension, so many factors. No proper nutrition. And the diameter of the blood vessel starts becoming lesser and lesser. So what happens? Blood has to go through a smaller, so it exerts more pressure and your BP goes up. That is the first indication. Then what happens? If you still don't neglect it, then the diameter becomes still small, and one fine day blood vessel clogs up completely. When it clogs up completely in this area, it causes a heart attack. If it clogs up in the upper area, it can cause a paralytic stroke. Both are deadly and both are non-reversible. So we have to take care about these things. Actually, God is very kind when He made the human body. He gave us a provision of 70% contraction. He said, you live a lifestyle, live your own life, live a fast life, live what you vessels up to 70%, you won't even come to know. It won't matter to your life. That insurance God Himself has given us when He made us only. But man has far crossed these limits and blocks his blood vessels beyond 70%. He gets the first sign of angina or breathlessness, etc. If you will ask any bypass patient, okay, what are your blockages? They'll say 80%, 90%, 95%. No one says 70%, because till 70% your body can accommodate it. But when we block more than that is the time we get a heart attack. Now, these are all the diseases we talked about. Actually, when God made our body, He made our health span and our lifespan the same. But man has neglected his health. So his lifespan has remained the same, but health span has become less. And that is why in old age he generally